and prepared and hidden for such a task as this. We live now. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. Amen. We're getting ready to go live in the radio station, and we have some special guests in amen in the city. In our studio, we have the founder and owner of the Armed Force Chamber, the first Black Armed Force Chamber in the city of Las Vegas, and his former Andre Haynes, who's also the campaign manager of his lovely wife, Pasty Brown-Hayne, and she's running for public administrator. And I would suggest that you consider her, that when you go into the voting booth and you go into voting ballot, that you do exactly like I did and shade in the right name. And if you shade in the right name, is what the wealth of this wisdom and this lady can accomplish. So she's a UCLA graduate, and she is really an Ivy League young lady. She's very down to earth. She's very loving. And we also know that you just lost your father. I know that is a very grieving time for you, especially during the campaign. So how you're handling the campaign and then going through bearing the grief?
I'm just one day at a time. One day at a time. But I have to say, we got a phone call last night, and one of my major campaign workers, Johnny Jackson, suffered a massive heart attack.
Oh God!
So I lost one of my biggest supporters, one of my door knockers, all of the events. I can't even talk about the wealth of knowledge and how many years and how many other candidates that Johnny has worked with.
I'm so sorry to hear that. We're praying for their family. Keep them in prayer. Keep you in prayer. And make sure you knock on some doors. I think we got 6 more days.
Lost count.
I know it's really close here.
I lost count.
And so, I think this proved to a lot to your strength of character, real life situations and a crisis, and it speaks to your grooming, your preparations, because I think most people don't know that you really are prepared for what you're really getting ready to embark on, with your work ethic, the help of your mother, your father, training you, working in the kitchen, working on the cashier, working in the restaurant.
They're like M&M Soul Food, yes.
M&M Soul Foods, and so this is
California.
So if you ever ate M&M Soul Food in California, well,
it was me.
One of those. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're finna go live. Well, God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the voice, the prophet, and that is the senior pastor of the Promised Land Community Church. Amen. And we are located in the building down 3636 North Las Vegas Boulevard. Amen. And 3646 Suite A. We are there. Amen. The 3636 building is the Promised Land Community Resource Center. And we have the Promised Land Church, and we want you to visit there. And we have one of the members of the Promised Land Church. And this is a beautiful person we have in the studio, 2 individual wonderful people, one I've known for many, many years. And I tell you, man, he's grown up in the church, knows the things of God, but God has elevated him to a wonderful platform in life. I sit and have the honor of residing as a charter board member of the first Black Armed Force Chamber of Commerce in the state of Nevada. And that is the founding owner, CEO, and that is Andre Haynes. And he's the campaign manager for his lovely wife to my right, which is Pasty Brown-Hayne, who is running for public administrator. And if you go to the ballot box, I want you to consider that name. When you look at that box and you see those 3 things that say you're supposed to say, remember, Pasty Brown, member of Promised Land Community Church. Amen. So we're glad, amen. But we want to channel and allow Pasty to share and tell the audience with her. For some of you may not have known that are listening to us. If you're from California, you're quite familiar with M&M's, amen, restaurant, soul food. And if you've ever not eaten there, sorry, you have missed the treat. Amen. But this is one of the laborers, the daughter of the founders of this particular restaurant, and she did everything in the restaurant, and she's now in the city, and God has blessed her. She's also a lawyer. She's a graduate of UCLA, and she's very honorable. I'm teasing her, Ivy League, but she's really down to earth, ladies and gentlemen. And I said before, for you that are listening by Radio Austin, she's really going through the process of running this candidacy, and working through the process of going through a candidate candidacy, but she's running through, going through the losing of her father, and she just found out she's lost one of her main co-workers that have been supporting her in her campaign, door knocking and reaching out. And I think these are things that are really, really show the character of a person when you press them into situations. And a lot of you don't understand what public administration work does. So we're going to turn the broadcast over to Pastor to share with us what it is, their aspiration, her desires, and what she's looking to do as the public administrator of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Of course, thank you so much for having me, Pastor. And for those that listen, this is my personal pastor too. He didn't say that, but yes. First of all, public administrator. No one ever knows what that is. You're like, what is that?
Yes.
It's, to me, the most important office on the ballot because it's the last one that will ever service you as an advocate. So we handle the estates of people when they pass without will, where there's no next of kin. We do try to locate the next of kin as well as administer the estate. If the next of kin may be out of town or they're not in the financial position to administer the estate, we also handle that.
What would make you a good candidate for this particular office?
Other than you being a lawyer,
right.
you know, I've filled out so many questionnaires about my candidacy, and one of the questions they always ask is, "What was the most difficult thing that ever happened to you in your life?" And my answer has been death. You know, so for me to be able to assist people through the most difficult moment in their life, it's an honor.
You know, I think it was like when you guys brought the attention to me in regards to a public, and I didn't really know what the duties of that was until you revealed it. And I never really even thought about the value of so many people have died and wasn't able to resolve their personal issues, and it falls into your hand to deal with those things. And some things, what would you say to people now that would help them not have to come to you?
That's what I've been doing. I've actually been going throughout the county. You know, this is a county position. So I'm in Sandy Valley, Mesquite, Laughlin, Jean. I'm everywhere. But I've been trying to educate the people about the importance of having their estate planning documents done. I need you to have it done. And not only am I trying to educate them on the importance of having it done, but I created a program that they could have it done for free with my husband at the Armed Forces Chamber.
Tell us about the program.
So basically, you can have your wills, your trust, your DNRs if you do not resuscitate, your medical power of attorney, your financial power of attorney, everything prepared and registered with the state, notarized for free.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
For free. It is so important. You know, I've come across a lot of people who they assume, hey, I don't have a home. I don't need that. But you do, especially for us. You know, because the most important asset you have is yourself, your body. How do you want us to proceed with your body? How do you want your remains to be taken care of? You know, so even if you don't own a big home, or you don't have a car, you think you do, listen, you have you, which is the most important asset.
You know, it's very important that you say that haven't we just come out of the pandemic. I'm sure that your office was full of just work to be done with things that are not, people wasn't prepared to die. People didn't have a will in place, they didn't have their estates in place. So I'm sure this is kind of a work that keeps you pretty busy all the time, or will keep you pretty busy all the time.
No, definitely. And, you know, people don't understand. They've heard about probate court. But as most things in life, you never know what it is until you have to deal with it personally. You know, so I've been trying to educate people on the difference between having a will and having a trust. So a will, which is great, and I think historically we've all, you know, get a will. Trust is something that we're starting to get familiar with. But the will takes you directly to probate court. Because probate just verifies and validates the will. So I'm trying to educate people you don't want a will. Because the people that you're leaving your property to, our kids, our grandkids, 9 times out of 10, are we still sending them like gas money?
Yes.
Okay, well, probate court, the minimum start, $8,500. So you're leaving your loved ones with a bill.
Oh, wow.
That's and it's amazing. A will. Hey, that rhymes. But yeah, I mean, that rhymes. But yeah, so I'm really trying to educate them on, you don't want a will. You really want a trust.
You know, you make a lot of sense because we work with Freedom Equity Group, and my wife and I, we invested in that, become business owners and business agents, and we're really learning the importance of annuities and those things that are pertaining to your future. In regards to what you're saying now, when you become the public administrator, what are some of the things that you see that may need to be done to our particular office now?
Oh my God, a lot. So of course, everyone knows that office is the office that Tellus is coming from.
Right.
So I'm definitely starting with employee morale.
Okay.
You know, I gotta get my people together.
Right.
You know, you did mention, yes, I was in the restaurant business back in California for 25 years with my dad.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, he wasn't just dad, we worked together. I'm
That's
used to him
good.
calling me like 10 times a day, you know, about all the things. But aside from that, we also, you know, I grew up in the family business, which was scrap metal.
Yes.
So I've been, you know, paying vendors and filing invoices since I was 9 years old.
Oh, you come
Since I
ready.
can, right,
Yes.
since I can remember. And one of the biggest lessons that I was taught was you have to take care of your people and then they'll take care of you. How do we service the public when my staff is an emotional wreck?
Right.
And there's all this inner office shenanigans was my favorite word nowadays. They weren't getting along. So not only was there issues in the office and the clients were not getting service, you know, it's been a mess. So definitely the employee morale, some therapy maybe would be good. And you know, like I said, I have history. You know, I'm accustomed to having a staff of 600 plus,
Wow.
and no one's killed anyone.
Right.
So I think I've done pretty good
think
throughout these
too.
years.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? But yeah, so definitely starting with that. The other thing is really the outreach.
Right.
You know, I've got to educate the people, just like you said, to keep them out of the office, and to keep their families intact. We mentioned at the beginning of the hour, you know, we just received another loss, and you know, I can't stress enough how when you have that paperwork in order, people like have copies and everyone's on the same page, it cuts down on any type of family drama.
Right.
So now, you know, when you lose a loved one, we can actually, you know, separate their life and not be bickering
Yes.
over assets or non-assets. Because there's clarity. It's already done.
You know that's amazing. You know, because my wife lost her father, and I saw personally some of the hands-on issues that take place, and some of the things that takes place when you assume things are where they're supposed to be. And I think the thing that is there, like you said, the key word. I really like that key word is education, educating us and understanding how that we're not going to be here forever. So we need to prepare ourselves and position ourselves so that we do leave our children. And I like the statement about estates because you can kind of dictate what the family or the kids get, opposing to them exhausting everything.
Listen, and even more importantly, especially, you know, I'm a double minority.
Okay.
I'm Black and I'm a woman.
Okay.
Listen, I'm trying to educate minorities about generational wealth.
Yes.
You know, when our paperwork is not in order and we lose our largest asset, you know, the one you go into debt, student loans, you work the job, your biggest saving, you know, your home. But when the paperwork is not in order, then that asset gets lost. And you look at other cultures who they have generational wealth because they're living in the great grandma's house from 19 or 1857, and it's something that we have not really been taught, and more importantly, we have not practiced. So getting this paperwork in order, it's almost a cure-all for a lot of things. Now you have grandkids that can not have to worry about paying rent.
Right.
They're just worried about property taxes. Now they can go to school. Now they can get that education that before I'm so busy working trying to keep a roof over my head. That's gone now. So it's not just about helping people understand that process and transition of losing the loved one, but it's also about ensuring a legacy for the family.
It sounds to me like you've done this really thoroughly because you speak with a lot of passion, a lot of concern, not just about the job in itself, but the people that's behind the job, the people that comes with the problems and the issues. And I think that knowing that the pandemic left so much undone, so many people were so unprepared, so many people hadn't had wills, they didn't have trust, they just was not prepared to die. And so I think that if there's something that we should take from the pandemic is how to learn to make your work and your office hours easy by learning the lessons. You don't want to see me.
Right.
If you don't want to be stuck in probate, if you don't want all your family money tied up,
or
you
lost,
need to go or lost or going to the state. then you should do those necessary things to prepare yourself, because we are not eternal to the degree that we're going to live here on earth forever. So we are going to fade away. We're going to get old. We're going to get wrinkled. And hopefully we'll have our things in order that we don't have to visit you. But in case, for those audience that are listening right now, that are kind of swayed by what they want to vote, what would you say to them now in regards to voting? Why would I vote for you?
Well, that office, of course, everyone knows, is in turmoil right now, and it has been. And my opponent, she's been there for 15 years. So, you know, if she really wanted to help in service, you know, she would have done that. She's had more than enough time
to make a difference.
Coupled with the fact that, you know, she's older than the predecessor that's incarcerated right now. She could be my mother and his mother. You know, and when people talk about experience, I'm the older sister of 5 girls. Okay, you can't tell me anything about how to work around my younger sisters when it comes to me borrowing a pair of shoes. I'm an expert, you know. But when it comes to her and her experience, we haven't seen it. We've seen chaos in the office, and that's not helping anyone, especially at the worst part of their life.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you hear your next public administration. She's on the ballot. And while you go into the booth, make sure that you go and vote Pasty Brown for your public administrator. I do believe that she will be an exceptional asset to the state and to the county. And I'm looking forward to her victory. And I'm looking forward to celebrating her. Remember, Promised Land Community Church, amen. 3636 North Las Vegas Boulevard, 3646 North Las Vegas Boulevard, Suite 8, times of service, 2 service, 9:30. At 11 o'clock. See you there. Remember, when you go vote, amen, Promised Land, consider, amen, this young lady, consider voting for your church member. God bless you. We love you. Go in peace in Jesus. Well, God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. We want you guys to tune in, share this broadcast with somebody.